Hey there, we are working. This is Pops out in the man cave. Well, you can see by the little porta power out there, I was working on an adapter to test a relief valve on a Massey Ferguson, but that idea fell through. The guy agreed with me. It was my original assessment, just tear it apart and go at it. I have to tear it apart to check the pressure anyway. It's kind of an odd one. Now you see the numbers going down? I'm testing resistance and a coolant sensor. You watch it go up, and I'm going to hold it with my hands tight. Watch it go down. These things are inverse. The warmer they get, the lower the resistance. Now if you read over there to the top right, let's see if I can, no, it's better this way. 1.273 K ohms. So that's 1,271 ohms. It started out 1.76 at ambient temperature, which in here I think is around 85. Well, lower than 85 now, but air conditioner hasn't shut off. When I fired up my air compressor to do some pressure testing on the oil pressure sensor, yeah, the air compressor was not happy. So, still holding it tight, trying to get as much of my hand heat in there as I can. Not sure what that temperature is, but anyway, probably in the neighborhood of, I'm going to say 85 to 90, somewhere in that range. But we're going to go down to 1.2, yeah, look at that, 1,258 ohms. 57. The longer I hold it, the lower it goes. Okay. Now, when I talked about inverse, let's watch this. I'm going to release it and just put it out here in the air. Hanging in the air, just sitting on the bench. Watch the numbers go up. And that's the idea of inverse. I don't know why they do it. I don't know how they do it, but most of them are inverse. When I started at 1.76, yeah, we'd be a while getting up there. But anyway, you see the connection. The body is the ground, just as it would be in the machine. The other one's the hot lead, or signal lead. And how does it work? Well, what happens is power goes into the gauge, just like here. Power will go in, then power goes out and to the hot stud. But only so much goes into the ground because of the resistance. Yeah, and you say, how does 12 volts go through? Yeah, you're talking milliamps, or even, what would you call it, after milliamps. Well, whatever the next stage is, you're talking another zero on the end of your milliamps. So there she keeps climbing. So that's what we're talking about there. Now my pressure sensor, what I did there, now why am I doing this? Well, it's because I got one of those Chinese kits. And I started out with 0, 8.5 ohms. Sometimes I hit 9, but it was pretty consistent there. 12, occasionally that went to 14. Now we're at 24, 44, 55, and this is pressure. So 80 pounds were 105 ohms, 117, 124 ohms at 100 psi. That's where the gauge ends. Now why did I bother? The only reason I bothered is for a record. So if I go to order these things, I know what I can get. If I know I'm starting out room temperature 1.76 and then it goes down from there, then at least I have an idea what sensor to replace it with later on. Because I may be the dumb sucker that ends up with it. Now why is it taking so long? It's not a direct connect. It's out in the air, and it's going to take a while for the resistance to go up. Yeah, if I stick it in the airstream of the air conditioner, that'll really go down, won't it? Or I should say really go up, temperature go down, and yep, it's in the airstream of the air conditioner. Look at her rock. It'll still take a while. If it was a water, direct connect to water, then that's a whole nother deal. Well, anyway, this is Pops, just showing you a few things on the, when you go to put a gauge set in, which is what gauge set am I putting in? Ah, here it is. I may have to turn them, but I've got it set to mount the mounting at the top. So you can see there, temperature, oil, and volts. Volts just, you hook to hot and then run aground. On the back side of these, on all of them, this is plus, minus, and that's signal. So you're going to power the gauge here and then send that one down to the temperature sensor. Same over here, and it picks up what it does. Now the only one that's a problem is there's a hole in the back here. I'm probably going to have to seal off, but same thing, your voltmeter, you need a ground and you need a hot. Well, I can't change it. So anyway, this is Pops playing in the man cave because I can't swap the picture around. I don't know why, but what's that do? Oh, that took a picture. Look at that. So, and the other part is I've been finding out that I have too much in too many different places, so I'm starting to coagulate some more of my stuff. And these little 2-drawer boxes, this one is old as the hills. So the fun part about that is, oops, what happened there? Oh, nothing. If you keep everything in one location, this one I have the different gauges up to 600 pounds, I think, on that one. And then in here, I got into Goodson. And Goodson has connectors for fuel systems. And on the other side, I have similar connectors for vacuum. There's the female connector to go onto it. Just put it on the hose and find your pressure. That way I can connect with a number 4 JIC or number 4 SAE. We'll connect on there. In fact, where is it? Thought I had a gauge out here. There's one for fuel systems that is similar to the old R12, and it fits the SAE number 4 or JIC number 4. I'll screw right on there. So in the low pressure place, it's even a direct connect if I do it that way with the JIC number 4. But of course, down below, I have drawer fittings, some for the fuel systems, and down below here is the vacuum and semi-pressure. You can't do much with pressure on that thing. And here's the adapter. I have one up top here too for some dumb reason. But these are the adapters for fuel systems for the old Schrader fitting. There's a couple of those. So it pays to have this stuff, plus the vacuum plugs. They go way back. Those things are probably 30 years old. And I still have the old Caterpillar CompuCheck Cummins, as they like to call them, regulator for doing the pressure testing. So, and of course over there, pressure vacuum gauge and another lower range pressure vacuum gauge. Well, anyway, that's Pops in the man cave. You guys have fun.